When they do what you've acclimated yourself to expect, silence or imprison, and treat you with hostility, do they stop there and leave you suffer at peace? The harassment actually intensifies from prison to prison, solitary to solitary, so you won't speak or see anyone or hear anything that's going on in the world, to the outmost monitored, restricted prisons like the ADX or the Guantanamo North. And likewise, when they silence you, do they stop? They've succeeded in silencing you. Actually, Wallahi al-Azim, their hostility intensifies. My point is, their hostility doesn't end when you're silenced or you're in the darkest of their prisons. The hostility will not stop so long as they know the pure Tawheed beats in your heart and runs through your veins. The hostility will come to a halt when حَتَّى تَتَّبِعَ مِلَّتَهُمْ. The hostility will vanish in a heartbeat when you follow their creed and religion. Once the Tawheed is out of your heart, you're good to go, as they like to say.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وبه نستعين.
Muwahidīn never cared what anyone thought or said about them so long as they were on the Quran and the Sunnah. In fact, what they say only inspires a true believer. In Surat Al-Ma'dah, one of the characteristics of those who love Allah and Allah loves is that they don't care about what anyone thinks about them or what anyone has to say about them in their belief, so long as they're on the pure Tawheed. وَلَا يَخَافُونَ لَوْمَةَ لَائِمٍ. Get that clear. You're not going to make them like you, nor will their hostility stop against you. Or actually, let me rephrase that. You're not going to get them to like the pure La ilaha illallah, nor its teachings, or its people. So give it up. They need to stop stripping Islam of its foundational pillars and meanings. And they need to quit making pleasing them a mission and a goal of their life. To please them, they're willing to strip Islam of every aspect and principle that they hate, until they reach the core La ilaha illallah and strip it of its true and pure meaning. It will make them love those hypocrites who give in. They'll pave the path for them, support and finance them, as I said, and as we see today. But what those hypocrites on isn't a pure Tawheed, nor is it Islam, and it costed them their akhirah. The of kufr will always collaborate against pure Tawheed and the Muwahidīn. You see countries with internal feuds. They have different parties and dissidents. Nations are always quarreling and competing with each other, and they're at the brink of wars. Rafida have their feuding sects, the Murji'ah, and their abounding internal divisions and their wimpish bickering. The various people of Bid'ah constantly quarreling with each other. Their malice for each other is intense. All of their hearts are diverse and at odds. There's constant hostility between them, their beliefs, their ideology, their aims, their goals, their religions. They're all different. You will never see them unite wholeheartedly except on the pure, true Muwahidīn, wherever they are and wherever they may arise. It's Tawheed they have an issue with. The harassment and hostility Muwahidīn face today, and the examples of women, men, and children being tortured, burned, nooses hung, executions, wealth taken, raids in prisons haunting them, the examples are more than we can enumerate. Examples at different levels and all over the globe. They begrudged them, they resented them, they sought revenge on them, only because of their pure Tawheed. No matter what they allege or claim, they have nothing against them. The only thing is that they hold in their hearts that pure Tawheed. Our students and brothers and sisters who are raised by Tawheed, suffering this hostility, they're lions and lioness with their belief and their preaching of Tawheed. They're like a lion when he roars. A lion is heard 5 miles away when he roars. And when they're silenced, they're like lions as well, because a lion's silence is prominence. It's scary either way. It reminds me of a poem by Al-Marrar ibn Sa'id, who was during the Umayyad Khilafah as well. He said it generally, he said the poem generally, but I like to mention about the Muwahidīn. إِذَا سَكَتُوا رَأَيْتَ لَهُمْ جَمَالًا وَإِن نَطَقُوا سَمِعْتَ لَهُمْ عُقُولًا. When they're silent, their silence is charming. And when they speak, their speech is wisdom, intellect, and moving. Not because of anything other than they are unique in that they are bearers of the most noble topic to ever be mentioned, the maker of men. Raised knowing Man Rabbuk is the ultimate success in this dunya. And it's the only way to pass the test in your grave. And they want you to fail. وَيُرِيدُ الَّذِينَ يَتَّبِعُونَ الشَّهَوَاتِ أَن تَمِيلُوا مَيْلًا عَظِيمًا. They want people to raise a generation of failures like them. Failures in this dunya, failures in the graves, failures in the akhirah. A muwahid would rather live for only a day or even a moment as a lion and a stranger on Tawheed than a lifetime or centuries as a defeatist, deluded sheep. A muwahid's belief in the phase of being a stranger should never be shaken or affected by the massive amount of haters of Tawheed and the hostility they face, because I said they're lions and lions walk alone while sheep graze together. When alleged Muslims revolt on their own lions, when they revolt on the lions of Tawheed, wherever they may be and wherever they are, expect nothing other than the dogs of the enemies to snatch them. And that's the reality of today. Tawheed is amazing. When taught, it has an astonishing effect. When the pure hearts hear Tawheed, their hearts quake and tremble with awe. They feel a tremor in their hearts and it increases their faith. Tawheed also shudders and repels the filthy, polluted hearts. It hurts them and fills their hearts, their guilty hearts, their guilty, disgusting hearts with more disgusting horror. It makes their hearts contract and shrink with bitter aversion and resentment. Allah told us that. Allah Jalla fi'ula told us that. And it's insha'Allah one of the signs of the purity of the Tawheed that was taught. وَإِذَا ذُكِرَ اللَّهُ وَحْدَهُ اشْمَأَزَّتْ قُلُوبُ الَّذِينَ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْآخِرَةِ وَإِذَا ذُكِرَ الَّذِينَ مِن دُونِهِ إِذَا هُمْ يَسْتَبْشِرُونَ. The 75 resolute men and women who, despite knowing and then being assured of the hostility and consequences they face, teach you that some get opportunities to serve Allah, yet they push it aside. They recline back to their comfort and flee from the opportunity of serving Islam for fear of the blame or hostility. They recline to rituals of ibadat that they pick and choose. That makes them feel good about themselves, not really about what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants. Being elated by the crowds at the doors of the masajid at Jum'ah, or the loud echoes of labbaik by the Kaaba, by masses, are useless when there's a deficiency in aspects of Tawheed, like, for example, wala and bara. We said it before, Abu al-Wafa ibn Aqil, إِذَا أَرَدْتَ أَن تَعْلَمَ مَحَلَّ الْإِسْلَامِ مِنْ أَهْلِ الزَّمَانِ فَلَا تَنْظُرْ إِلَى زِحَامِهِمْ فِي أَبْوَابِ الْجَوَامِعِ وَلَا ضَجِيجَهُمْ فِي الْمَوْقِفِ بِلَبَّيْكَ وَإِنَّمَا أُنْظُرْ إِلَى مُوَاطَأَتِهِمْ أَعْدَاءَ الشَّرِيعَةِ. They pick and choose what they desire and set aside what they don't desire, or what they feel may discomfort them, or what will put them under scrutiny. They're careless in their ways about following the pure Tawheed and helping in the uplifting of the Ummah. The second category are better than the first. They're the ones who may jump at an opportunity to serve this deen when and if it comes their way. And then there's the third category, like the 75 who attended the pledge, the legends foremost in their deeds, the Ansar and Muhajirin, and those who follow in their footsteps, who truly follow in their footsteps, not those who claim it. The ones you will find in the forefront of every matter that elevates Islam, regardless of the consequence they may face. Tawheed had a drastic change on the Muhajirin and the Ansar. It was no longer their worry or main concern to go farm all day and return to their women and kids at night, nor was it to annihilate each other over slanderous Jahiliyyah poems or for leadership or for prestige as they did for years prior to Tawheed. Their goal was no longer to travel to a Sham to trade and get products for their comfort and wealth, as is the case today with most of the Muslims in the West. It was, how can I fully implement Tawheed in my heart and in my actions and in my surroundings? How can I uplift the banner of La ilaha illallah to the highest peak? They neither reject the opportunity to serve Allah, the first category, nor do they wait for it, the second category. Rather, they seek and pursue and advance and dart at whatever pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and uplifts this ummah, even if the price and cost is the most precious and valuable to them.